Moving on to topic one, Saudi Arabia wants to host the World's Fair in 2030. Riyadh has submitted a formal request to host Expo 2030 under the theme, quote, the era of change, leading the planet to a foresighted tomorrow. This year, Expo 2020, which was delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic, is ongoing and is being hosted in neighboring Dubai. Richard, I wanted to discuss this because I think this would be a huge deal for the kingdom if it happened. The timing would be interesting with Vision 2030 matriculating in that same year. Dubai is right in the thick of it right now, and these things don't mean quite what they used to mean like at the turn of the last century, where you were demonstrating a new light bulb, but it really is sort of like all the ideas of the world coming into one city for a piece of time. I remember Dubai advertising its Expo 2020 in 2013 when we were there, and it was advertisements for it were everywhere. This is sort of a, I mean, Richard, I think this is sort of a big deal. Talk a little bit about, if you would, sort of this and, you know, their desire to host the World Cup in 2030. I mean, it sounds sort of like they're setting a big coming out party for the end of Vision 2030.
Well, Saudi Arabia, kudos to them. They're throwing their hat into every ring. And you're right, that 2030 benchmark is, has meaning in Saudi Arabia, and these would be tremendous showcases. I think they're looking across, they're looking east to Dubai, and in that Expo 2020 Dubai, they had 2.35 million visits during the first month, and it's a 6-month global event.
Wow.
So I mean, their goal is 14 plus million visits, and you've got 192 countries participating in that expo. Apparently, the range of visitors in terms of where they're coming from is enormous. Just in the first month, 185 nationalities visited the Dubai Expo. So that's 1 month with 5 to go. So in terms of Saudi Arabia trying to showcase not only the progress it's made and where it is at 2030, but also underpinning their tourism goals, this would be gargantuan, and it'd be a big hit. Now, I should add, by the way, that I guess the Saudi pavilion at that Dubai Expo is really popular. It's had 500,000 visitors since October 1st. And the pictures I've seen of them are pretty impressive. I don't see them winning this. They sort of got their bid in on Friday just under the wire. They're competing against Rome, Moscow, Odessa in Ukraine, and Busan in South Korea. It's interesting that they would get the bid in so late. You don't know if maybe they were getting their P's and Q's in order. Maybe they got an indication that the existing bids aren't that strong and they'd have a run at it. In terms of the cycle of world expos, which they run every 5 years, I guess 2010 was Shanghai, 2015 Milan, 2020 Dubai, 2025 Osaka. It seems to me it's going to come back to Europe. It would be interesting to have 2 in the Gulf in the span of a decade. So I think it'd be great if Saudi got it. They have to, and this also is in keeping with some of their larger goals. I mean, we have to remember that Dubai airport is the busiest airport in the world for international travelers. So they already have this traffic in place. Saudi doesn't have that. Obviously, if they had an expo, that World Expo, you'd get more of that. But it's like so many things with Saudi, it's aspirational. I think it'd be really cool if they got it. I'd be surprised if they did. But again, I'm not on the inside of the bid process.
Well, and Al-Fallah mentioned this week that they, and we're going to get to this later, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But he mentioned this week that they were, and this has been echoed throughout the last year, that they were going to invest heavily in the Riyadh airport, transforming it to probably more compete with Dubai. But just interesting, the Expo is the 3rd largest global event after the Olympics and the World Cup. So, I mean, it is a huge deal.
Yeah. And a 6 month? I didn't know it. It's 6 months long.
I didn't know that either. That's a long run. And you mentioned the World Cup. They're thinking about a co-bid with Egypt in the same year. I think we talked about that on the 966, one of the first episodes. It's very interesting.